Hey, Greg here for Party File. Got Scott behind the camera there, and we're going to talk about Gunfighter and Duel Attack. And they are kind of related in a way. I'm going to talk about how you can sometimes make attacks in your melee and make attacks at targets at range, and sometimes how you have to make attacks only in your melee range. So we're going to go down to the table and talk about two units in particular. Okay, so we have a situation down here. We're going to ignore Ion and Holt for a second because they don't really work for Circle. But we've got a couple of World Weirds, and they are a Circle Light War Beast, and they have the Gunfighter advantage for their range 10, POW 12, I don't even know what it's called, eyeball shot. And we got a Mad Dog that they want to beat up on. So there's a number of options that they could just stand there and shoot if they wanted to, but say it's relevant to the game for them to be in this scenario zone for whatever reason. I want to stop them from scoring or something like that. I could just advance into the zone and shoot it, but maybe I want them deeper into the zone for some sort of reason so they don't get pushed out or thrown out or something like that. So to do that, when you have Gunfighter, you can make ranged attacks in your melee range. Okay? So that means if I'm close enough, and say the distance doesn't matter, I can just walk up my 7 inches, and now I'm in melee with the Warjack, and I can just make ranged attacks with it. Now because I've advanced, say if the Mad Dog was very damaged and I managed to kill it with my first shot, this is a rate of fire 3 model, I could complete the rest of my shots on models that I'm not in melee with. So, unless I'm already engaged, say. If this is the situation where there's another model there, and I kill the Warjack with my first shot, I can't make shots outside of melee because I'm already in melee with another model. I would have to kill that model with my second shot before I can make my third shot outside of melee. So, say I don't want to just advance. I want to charge. I want to get that extra 3 inches into the zone or to contest a flag or something like that. Models with Gunfighter can charge. Okay, that's important to know. So say I declare a charge with this, just like any other War Beast, if I'm declaring a charge, I have to force it to do so. So bam, I drop down the Fury, and I can charge 10 inches because it's 7 plus 3 is 10. I can do math, it's good. So I go to about there, I turn and face the Warjack, and now I complete my charge, I make my range attack in melee. Now because it's a range attack, I use my Rat, not my Mat, against the target's defense, and even though it's a charge, the damage roll is not boosted because it's still just a gunshot. Okay? And just like, well, not just like before, unlike before, say if the Mad Dog is particularly damaged and I kill the Mad Dog with my first shot, I still have 2 more shots, but I can only target models in my melee range. Okay? And if the model, like the World Weird, does not have a melee range, it is considered to have a 0.5 inch melee range. So if there's nothing else, I can't make any other shots. If the situation were different and I charged in and there was another model there and the Mad Dog and I killed the Mad Dog with my first shot, I could do some more shots on the other dog, or the other model, sorry. So that's the important distinction with Gunfighter. If you just happen to advance into melee range and kill the model that you are engaging or is engaging you, then you can make other ranged attacks at models outside of your melee range. If you charge into melee and kill the model, you cannot make any more range attacks outside of your melee range. They have to be made inside your melee range. Models with Gunfighter can make free strikes. It's not boosted though, right? Alright, so when the model with Gunfighter makes a free strike, is allowed to, because it has Gunfighter, and its melee range, like I said, if it doesn't have a melee range, like another melee weapon on its card, its melee range is 0.5 inches. So if this Mad Dog wanted to walk away, it would take a free strike from the World Weird, and it could get +2 to the attack roll. If it hits, the damage roll is boosted because it's a free strike. So it'd be done with its gun, like I said. So that's Gunfighter. Now we're going to cover Duel Attack. Duel Attack is similar to Gunfighter in the sense that the model with Duel Attack can make ranged attacks within its melee range. So there are a number of models that have Duel Attack. We're using Master Holt here as our example, and he has Duel Attack, and he has 2, I want to say POW 8 gun blades, and he has 2 hand cannons that are like POW 12. So he can do a number of interesting things. We're going to say that poor Lady Ayana got killed because we want to charge with them and stuff like that, do some crazy things. So just like Gunfighter, you could make a charge attack with your gun, but in this case, you probably want to make your blade because it ups the damage output because it's boosted damage roll. So Holt can charge the Mad Dog, and once again, let's pretend the Mad Dog is severely damaged, and he does his 2 Gunblade attacks and destroys the Mad Dog. Now, unlike Gunfighter, Duel Attack allows you to make ranged attacks regardless of whether or not you charged. So even though he's charged and killed the Mad Dog, he can still make his gun attacks, so he can fire off at other models. Likewise, if he is just advances for whatever reason, say under some effect that he can't charge, he advances, kills the model with his gun blades. In the unlikely event he kills the model with the gun blades, he can still make his gun attacks. Or he could, say, advance, shoot the Marauder because it's a higher POW, kills the Marauder, does the one or 2 points that he needs to do to destroy it, and then he has 1 more gunshot to do on a model outside of his melee range. Or...
what about...
hold on a sec. We'll do this one. Say he advances into this little pocket here. He shoots the Marauder, kills the Marauder, gunblades this model, kills that model, gunblades that model, kills that model. He has 1 more gunshot that he can do at models outside of his melee range. Okay, so say this is a situation and I want to try to kill the Warcaster, or he's damaged, or he's very vulnerable, he's knocked down, or something like that. I can, with Duel Attack, I can charge the Mad Dog, resolve my charge attack with the Gunblade, and then even though I'm engaged in melee, because I have Gunfighter Duel Attack, it allows me to make range attacks even while in melee. I can resolve those range attacks against the model outside of the melee range.
Which is cool, because again, you can charge 9 inches and then shoot 12 inches from there.
Yes. Oddly enough, you don't see Ion and Holt that much anymore, but it's because you have to put like Valachev on them or
something to make them faction friendly to really benefit from them. So,
yes. Okay, so that's Gunfighter and Duel Attack. They're similar in ways, but different in the main factor that if you have Gunfighter and you charge, you can only make ranged attacks against models in your melee range. If you just advance, you're cool. You can kill the model that you're engaged with your ranged attack, and then you can resolve any other ranged attacks against models outside of your melee range. Ion and Holt are a very cool model. You don't see as much of them in Mark III because Iona's Kiss of Lilith is friendly faction only. So you have to be playing Mercs, or you have to... Is she considered... she's a Retribution partisan, right? Or you play her with Retribution and she does that. Or you have to use, say, like an attachment that makes them friendly faction, like Valachev and Kador. Or
Murdoch? Is it Murdoch? In Signar? I think it's Murdoch.
Jonas Murdoch. Jonas Murdoch and Signar. I think those are the only 2 ways you can kind of make them friendly faction. So there you go, Gunfighter and Duel Attack.